Privacy is a big concern today or nowadays. So today world of digitalization, we are seeing a lot of cyber fraud and it is increasing day by day. We can see a lot of cyber attacks and frauds which is happening everywhere in the society. So we have to be very careful to save ourselves or our loved ones from these cyber frauds and attacks. So how we do it? How do we do it? So for that we need to be very careful how we are using our gadget and especially the digital part. So these were the social things. Now talk about the programming things. So you have to be very careful about your program, your classes, your members or your methods, which methods are getting exposed to which one, who is identifying it and have the authorization to access it. So everything we have to be very careful, and here also we have to maintain the privacy. So this is also a really very big concern. So how to do it, how to achieve the privacy in your code. So today we are seeing some special arrangement or what are the arrangements in C#.net. So we have few keywords which is called access visibility. We can maintain it. So few keywords we are having like public, private, internals and protected. Helps us to protect or maintain the privacy of our classes, our members or our methods, so that it should not be having unauthorization or unauthorized access to the outside world. So how to do it and how do we do it? Please see the complete video. It will really give you a very nice picture how to maintain the privacy. So let's begin. Before that, I am Vivek Kumar and I welcome to my channel Vivek Kumar budhiTowardsWisdom. Please explore other videos also. It will really give you the insights of other programming thing and knowledge about it. So let's begin. Here we will see the member accessibility power, and we will see how the keyword private, public, protected and internals will add a value in terms of authorization or who can access our members or method or class from outside inside of the class, and who has the authorization to access the members. So first we'll start with the private. So in private, what happens that private, if you define any member or method, it will be accessible only inside the class. Nobody can be able to access it from anywhere else. So as it is mentioned, so we can take an example. So we have an outside class and we have the one class where some members has been defined as private. So it cannot access, outside class cannot access these private members. So this is the meaning of the private. As it name only, it is there private, it's really a private with the class. So next we will move with the protected. So in protected, what happens? Any derived class. Suppose one class is inheriting a feature of the base class. So the derived class can have the access of these protected members from its base classes. So for example, here we have outside class. We have one class where protected members have been defined. So it can be able to access here. So as the example, we have that outside class and we have a class which is protected here. So in here it cannot be able to access since this outside class is not derived class. So if we have a derived class from this particular class where protected members has been defined, so here it can be able to access those protected members in that class. So again, we'll move ahead with the internals. In internals, what happens? The members can be able to be accessed if those are in the same assembly and it is defined as an internal. So the access is there or keyword is there where you need to define internal. So for example, we have assembly one and classes. So here what happens? We have an internal class in this assembly and it can be able to access here the internal classes or internal members. So whichever we will define in this internal class, it will be able to access with that keyword if you put. So in the same assembly, if it is there, it can be accessed. And for example, somebody is from outside that assembly. Suppose it is from assembly 2, then what will happen? It will not able to access from another assembly. So again, in a brief, in a same assembly, if it is defined as internal, the data members or anything else like a method or class can be accessed. And if it is not defined internal, from it is not defined internal, and if we want to access from another assembly, in that case it cannot be able to access. We'll see next about the public class. So as name only has suggested, it's a public, and it's again public property. So if irrespective of anything, if you define it as a public, so it will be accessible to any classes, whether from any assembly, whichever assembly you defined, the public things would be able to, or public members would be able to access from anywhere. It's like free. So same thing we will take, it's a assembly, and assembly 1 where we have a public class, so it can be accessed from this class also, whether it's defined in the same assembly or some outside assembly is there. Suppose assembly 2 is there, and again it can be able to access. So irrespective of assembly, irrespective of the class or where you have defined, the public members is able to access from anywhere. So this was that public, private, protected and internal explanation with the diagram. So the more detail we will be seeing into the programming, it will clear you, it will make it more clear when we see the program. So let's see about the program. So yes, welcome to this example showing in the program. So as you see that we have many projects in one solution. So many projects I have defined to explain one by one public, protected, internal and public modifiers, access, visibility, how we can achieve, and the privacy, how we can achieve, or whom to give the authority to do it or access it. So for example, let's start from the first program. So we have a bank account. So if I zoom, so we have a bank account here. So what is happening is that don't worry about this internal, here it is, private thing, private and public thing. So here we can see is that we have one namespaces access, and we have a class called bank account. In that, what is happening is we have a private member, balance and name as a public. So here private and public. We'll see what is the access, the visibility of these members, data members. So the constructors, we are defining it, how it is there. So let's not go deep into that. Here we have done some kind of operation, but let's not go much. Let's focus on the main thing, where how private and public matters here. So if you go about the other assembly, so means the other project. So here we have access project, here it is another project. So now we will go to this program. So it's a program, and we have another namespace which we are not into the same project. So see the bank account. So we have created the object of it, and you are seeing that name able to access from this program, from this class. We have created an instance, and the name we are able to access because it's a public. Now if you go to this program again, where we would try to access the protected, or sorry, we have tried to access the private one. So here we are not able to access balance, which is a private member, into this. Here it is a private member, so you cannot be able to access this one. So what to do? And if you see the error detail, bank account underscore balance, underscore in the sense the name of the variable is inaccessible due to the protection level. So this guy cannot have the access to the other program member because it's a private. So privacy matters here. So we'll go ahead again to the another example. So suppose we go here for this example. So here what is happening, we have the internal example here. So what internal does is that here if you see, we have a balance, and we make it as an internal keyword. So balance is an internal member, defined as a member access specifier, access visibility thing. Now what is happening is that suppose we are coming into another program where we have a transaction, as a class, and it is defined into the same assembly. It is defined into the same assembly, internals assembly here. So it is this transaction class can have the access of this balance because it's internal. So this is a very basic example where I'm saying that how the internal can be accessed. So internal members can be accessed inside the same assembly. If it is in another assembly, if you not put the internal, it cannot be accessed, and only one way it can be accessed is defining the public. So that we are going to see. So here I hope it is clear. Next, last one, we will go for the protection. So in protection, what happens? For example, in animal class we have created with that namespace protection and the project protection. So we have one member name as a protected member, and this same animal been derived here because animal is a generic and base class, and this base class animal is derived into the derived class dog. So every dog and animal. So in this way we can consider. So in that case, since it is derived, this dog is derived from the animal class, so the defined name which is protected in nature can be accessed in this class. Here we have defined it here as a dog. We created the instance of this one, and here we can call this method, and it will work because in this class, if you talk about this, it's a derived class, and name is can be accessed. So this constructor we are defining here. So the name we have not defined in this complete class, dog class. We have not defined anything. It is taking from here, which is a protected. So if it is remove this protection, so what will happen? It will give you an error, and it will tell that here is the issue is inaccessible due to its protection level. You can see. So we'll make it protected, so that in derived class this guy is able to get access. So this is all about. So internal, public, private and protected, you can use it very wisely, and again decide whom to give the access and maintain the privacy. Hope now you understood how to maintain privacy in your program. So since it is a very big concern, you have to be very careful about who else are having access to your member class or methods, so that you can stop it from unauthorized access from the outside world or outside program. And here also you can give who can access in a proper way by using the keywords public, private, protected and internals. So use it very wisely, and please see other videos also. It will give very nice insightfuls. So till then, please take care and have a nice day.